Ooh, Daddy is pouting. Ooh, did you see it? Did you see it? I'll show it to you. Hang on. Darling, pause to read if need be, and then we're going to translate this little whining fit that you see here. So to recap, that man sent an unsolicited email on a Saturday afternoon to over 2 million employees from a non-secure address saying, tell me what you did last week or you're fired, right? And confusion, because there's a hierarchy. And for the bots hopping into the comments going, well, I have to report on what I do. These people don't want to say what they do. They have managers. They have people they already report to. So let me put this in other terms for the people who are like, I have to say what I do. This isn't fair. What a waste. Bitch, let's clarify, okay? Because you're about to tell on yourself as to whether you should even still be in your role that you have. So if you do work in an office or a corporate role or something like that, it's Saturday afternoon and you get an unsecure message from someone outside of your department, outside of your group, in the middle of the weekend, demanding that you tell them 5 things that you did last week. And you work in a highly sensitive department. You're working with nuclear secrets, government secrets, Secret Service, FBI. Because remember, it went across every single federal employee, over 2 million. Federal employees across all of government. This was a power play. He wanted to say, everyone reports to me. Okay, that's what he was trying to do. All right, it went back and forth as the department head said, fuck you. And eventually the house that was white backed it. And then they kind of backed it down. It was like, well, it's optional. You don't have to, But then he was embarrassed because he doesn't like having to back down. And the stench has already crowned himself king. So he's got to get back at all that. Look at all these people defying him and telling him no. He owns us. He can't have that. So last night he goes, you know what? Never mind. Change my mind again. Psych. Turn it in or you're fired. Again, 2 million employees. Okay. And so then this morning you get that. Now it's this was a test, and all these people couldn't be bothered to respond. How do you feel knowing that your taxpayer dollars are being wasted? They're disrespecting your dollars by not responding to me. I need you all to understand. Like the fact that these people have personified themselves. The stench is the personification of DC. First boyfriend is the personification of democracy. And if you tell him no, then you're standing in the way of it. Like, oh my, that's not what those words mean. That's not what those words mean. So you are telling me, darling, again, for the bots who are defending that if you got an email from someone who was not your manager, not your supervisor, not your boss, not your HR, not anyone that you talk to, that you would immediately just respond because that's what you're supposed to do? Or would you check with your fucking supervisor first? TikTok, darling. Yeah, that's what I thought. You would call your supervisor or email and go, what the fuck is this? They're asking me to tell them, who is this? Is this a scam? And then if your boss said, no, don't respond to that, then you would listen to your boss, not the random fucking email. It doesn't matter if it's connected to one of your God kings and you're on your knees, gobble, gobble, gobble. I know you got to hop in the comments and go, but it was co-daddy. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. The emperor has no clothes. He doesn't really have any power. And now he's whining and trying to get the rest of the American people pissed at working Americans with federal jobs because they didn't bow down to him. They didn't defy their bosses to obey him. So now he wants the American people to be mad at the folks who still have jobs because he wanted to fire them all. Okay? All right. Okay? Because saving money means just firing people so that we don't touch any of his contracts. We could save so much money if we just cut him out, but that's not an option. We could bring so much money in if we just taxed his friends, but that's not an option either. The only option is mass terminations and the cutting of the benefits that are a drop in the bucket that their main demographic uses the most. That's the only solution. What a baby.